Hi, it's Rena from No Way That's Healthy. Let's make supper again. Today's meal came out better than I imagined. It's my one-pot Pargiyot pasta. It's ready in under 30 minutes, and I have a feeling it's going to be on repeat in your house like it is in mine. Now let's cook supper. A couple of ingredients that you're going to need. I have over here some of the frozen garlic cubes. You can also use freshly minced garlic. It doesn't matter. It'll taste great no matter what. And now we have fresh basil. You can use also the frozen basil cubes. Those work well, but I have fresh, so I'm going to use it. Make sure you clean it well, and then you're going to just slice it up thinly. You don't want them too big, so you want to cut them up a little bit smaller, so chop them up nicely. Next up, we have some cherry tomatoes. I just have them. By the way, instead of these, you can use a few sun-dried tomatoes, but I actually like the fresh tomatoes in there. And then we have some Kalamata olives. Now, I had ones that had pits in it, so I did pit them, but you can also just buy the pitted ones, and you want to give it a rough chop as well. I'm using Pargiyot or boneless chicken thighs for this dish because I find that they cook really nicely in this one pot meal. They don't get dried out, they stay really juicy and taste great. You just want to cut them up into smaller bite-sized cubes. They don't need to be perfect, but you do want them on the smaller side. For this dish, I'm using penne pasta. You can use any pasta shape that you like, but it will require either more or less time depending on what you use. You could also use a whole grain pasta, just needs a little bit longer cooking time. In a pot on the stove, add in some olive oil and bring that up to a medium heat. Then add in your garlic, Pargiyot, salt, and pepper. Allow that to cook for about 5 minutes. Then add in the cherry tomatoes, basil, and olives. Cook for another 5 minutes. Add in the pasta, give it a mix. Cover with water, bring that to a boil, lower it to a simmer. Allow that to cook covered for about 15 minutes or until the pasta is soft. If there's still water at the bottom of the pot, that's fine. Just keep it covered for a little bit with the flame off and it'll absorb the rest of the liquid. Turn this into a dairy meal by removing the chicken and instead, at the very end, adding in some feta cheese. It's really good that way. And here it is after sitting for just a bit. The pasta's absorbed all the liquid in there. It is so flavorful. As it sits, it gets even better, so let it sit for a little while before you serve it. The tomatoes break apart and it just becomes a really great sauce on the pasta with that chicken, the Kalamata olives. It's just a really flavorful pasta made in no time. I'm gonna add on some fresh basil at the end. I just think that it adds nice color because when you cook the basil, it does wilt and get a little bit darker, and it looks nicer and tastes fresher if you do add a little bit extra basil in there. This seriously tastes like a restaurant quality dish, except you spent less than 30 minutes on it, and it's absolutely delicious. You're going to go nuts over it. I can't wait for you to have it, and you might want to double it because everyone's gonna devour it. I cannot wait to hear your reviews on this because I know you're going to love it, and I'm just excited for you to make it.